So the next tool on our list is HTTProbe. So we can type HTTProbe like this, and we'll just say GitHub. And guess who makes an appearance again is our friend Tom Nom Nom. So we're gonna go ahead and just download this, another Go tool. Go ahead and copy this and paste it in over here. I'm just gonna clear the screen, paste this, let it download. And we're using this to ensure that what we're doing when we run Asset Finder, for example, that these come back alive or not. So we want to know if the hosts are alive. So what we're going to do is we can say something like, we have that file, we have the final.txt, right? And we can say, hey, final.txt, we can cat that out. We go tesla.com recon final.txt and cat that. Now we want to say HTTProbe, and that'll just go out and it'll say, hey, do you respond at all when I send something out to you? I'm going to make an HTTP request and I'm going to make an HTTPS request. And it doesn't matter if it is a status code 200, status code 300, 400, whatever. It just wants to know if it responds. And if it responds, that tells it that it's alive here, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and Control-C on this process and let this stop. And we're going to narrow this down just a little bit. So on HTTPprobe itself, I'm going to do a -S, which is just going to remove all the default ports. So it's scanning on 80 and 443. For me, I have automatic DNS happening on port 80. So I'm only going to search this on 443. If you do not have automatic DNS, that's fine. You can leave this as is, but I'm adding this extra option just for myself so we don't have any false positives. So on top of this, I'm gonna hit enter and just let you see what's happening. So now it's only searching on HTTPS and what's coming back. I'm gonna Control-C on this. Next, I want to do something here. I want to remove, you can see it comes with the HTTPS, // and 443. That's great. However, I wanna scan these. And we're going to take this in the next video. We're just going to continuing our automation and just talk about some things that we can do. And I'll show you my script towards the end of this section of a longer script that I have that I utilize. So here we're going to remove the HTTPS off of this so we can actually scan this with Nmap. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to use sed. And if you remember from previous videos, I am not a sed master, so I just Googled this, if I'm being straightforward with you here. So I'm going to say question mark, and feel free to copy exactly what I'm doing. Just like this. So this, in theory, should now strip off the HTTPS off the front. We also need to take off the 443 off the back. So if you recall, we can use truncate for that, or translate, I should say, -D, and then we just say 443, be gone. So now we hit enter, and it should start pulling these down. It might take a second to actually probe through this and pull it down now that everything has been stripped down and set it out. But it's going to pull these down, and it's going to come back, and it's going to say, hey, instead of having HTTPS in front of everything and 443 at the end, it's just going to have the subdomains, and just like this, perfect timing. So just the subdomains that we want here, and they're all going to be stripped down perfectly for us. So with that, let's go ahead and copy this. Copy this whole long thing. We're just going to take we'll take this here and we'll change this just a little bit. So copy this. And we're going to echo something like, we're going to say, probing for alive domains. And then we'll just paste this here. But what we'll do, instead of tesla.com, we'll $URL. Okay, and then we'll put in the, one more thing is we're going to sort this by unique. We'll say sort unique. That way, anything that's in final.txt that hasn't been sorted by unique, this is where we get rid of it here. Okay, so sort unique is going to take rid of all the duplicates. Then we'll run it through HTTPprobe. We'll set that out, get rid of that 443 here. And then we're going to put this all into a file called alive.text. So we'll say URL recon alive.text, and there you should have it. So if we save this, and now we go ahead and we just run run.sh, and we say tesla.com. It's going to harvest the subdomains with Asset Finder. You shouldn't see anything come through. Then it's going to probe for the Alive subdomains. We should be creating a file right about now that has the Alive subdomains in here. We can go into files, go into tesla.com, recon, and then alive.text is there. It's working on it, right? So nothing's going to come in right away. It's going to take a minute. But that's really it. That's all we're trying to do at this point. And I'm going to bring that back. And so here we have our script. It's worked. Let's go ahead and check it now. So alive.text now has all these different Alive subdomains. So we would go through here and we can look through these. We can enumerate these. And this is the point that we wanted to get down to. We wanted something that we can enumerate now, right? So we can go and cat tesla.com recon, and we could say alive.text. And then I could sort through these. If I want to find something interesting, or I can grep and say like grep on dev. Okay, there's a dev. Grep on test or staging, STAG. Those are always good ones. Or admin, looking for admin panels are always good ones as well. And you just want to look through these and see where something might be of interest. Any kind of test domain or any kind of dev domain or anything like that will be very, very interesting and could potentially lead to some good findings. So from here, we're going to go ahead and move on to one more tool that I like to utilize in this step when it comes to this automated enumeration. And then we'll go ahead and tie it all together. I'll just show you what one of my longer scripts looks like. And then we'll start working on the OWASP top 10 attacks.